turning the wheels. We learn from Ezekiel's mission that there's wheels within wheels. And Ari has explained to us the matter of the mother letters and how they are an assortment of our reality in a variety of different ways. Shin being light, Aleph being air, Mem being water, and Mem Sophis being land or solids. We learn from his teachings that the term wheel is Ophan in Hebrew, and so there is a specific type of angel that are referred to as Ophanim. Ophanim, translating to turning ones, are connected to the living creatures and the spirit of the living creatures, as we learn from Ezekiel. We can see that the living creatures here are the eyes, the nose, the mouth, and the ears, and the spirit of the creatures would be smell, sight, hearing, and taste. As for the next chamber, we see the 4 chambers of the heart as it circulates the blood through the body. Then we learn of the waters, the wheel of the waters, being the liver, the spleen, the kidney, and the stomach. This would be the spirits of those living creatures. And then, last but not least, dealing with Mem Sophis, or the world of Asiya, action, we will see the 2 arms and the 2 legs here, being the living creatures of these Ophanim. We also learn in Zohar, it says multiple times that when the wheels turn, the creatures turn with them. When the wheels move, the creatures move with them, and so forth. With this tikkun, we can understand what this is really talking about. Knowing that there is a 5th concealed world, we could see that there's actually a 5th set of wheels. Turning ones. As Ophanim translates to, we could see that these turning aspects would be environments, seasons, materials, and elements. As we know, time allows these things to cycle and repeat over and over, being in a circle or a turning fashion. The 4 environments would be the lithosphere, being land, the Earth's crust. And then we see the hydrosphere, being any body of water, ocean, lakes, and rivers. And then the atmosphere, being air and gases. And biosphere, being life. As we know, there are creatures that exist within life, like bacteria or disease, can live within the realm of this biosphere. Following, we see the 4 seasons, winter, summer, fall, and spring, as all of these things are turning and repeating. And then the elements we see will be fire, air, water, and earth. And then the materials would be solids, liquids, gases, and light, or nowadays being described as congealed light or plasma. We learn from the term melach, which means angel, is really defined as the word messenger in English. And so with this, we can understand that what these things are information relayers or messengers of information. As we know, that sight gives us information of our environment, or even when you're reading, you're using your eyes to read and see the inside of the words or what the words are talking about. Our smell allows us to know another set of information. If there's smoke or fire, or a bad odor or a good odor, this triggers a process of information in the brain. Hearing is another level of information relay, and taste. These melachim are what's being described in Ezekiel here. Same thing with the 4 chambers of the heart. As we know, the heart oxygenates the blood, thus relaying the information of oxygen into the information of the blood. Next we see our organs dealing with water, as these things manage and transfer the information of different liquids within the body, and solids, including the stomach here. And we can see that this is information being relayed throughout our entire body. And same thing with our feet and our arms. As we know, touch is another sense that we have, which allows us to know things, knowing if it's solid or liquid or soft. We can feel these things with our hands and or our feet. And thus the hands have a different way of relaying information through touch, as the feet differ from that, as they show us a different set of information based on where we're walking. Are you walking on something soft? Are you walking on something hard, for example? As for these Ophanim, we can see that the seasons are information being relayed versus how far the sun may be from the earth, or how close it is, or how much moisture is in the air, or how dry it can be. All of these things is information being relayed by these 4 wheels, or Ophanim. And same thing with the environments. As we see, the land is a way of information relay versus what kind of creatures live on it, what can grow out of it, like plants, for example, and other things of the sort. As for the hydrosphere, we see the information relay will be regarding the bodies of water in our reality. so forth with the atmosphere, and so forth with the biosphere, as all of these things are messengers, or melachim, and this specific type of messenger would be referred to as an Ophanim, or turning ones, right? Ophan means wheel, or Ophanim, turning ones. As people like to try and say, we do not understand angels as beings with wings that fly around, no mythical type creature that only lives inside of our imagination, but these Ophanim, or these angels, are real, and all of you can see them or experience them. They are in our reality, engaging with us at all times. These angels are not make-believe. And so, when we talk about angels, people should understand that this is part of our understanding of these entities. Now, there's many, many different varieties and types of angels. This is just one, and there's probably a whole lot more to be found, but these would be the ones that are being regarded in Ezekiel's vision. Wheels within wheels, and eyes all about them, with wings and so forth. All of these descriptions are not describing what people know as the biblically accurate angel or some entity made of rings, right? But that these entities are always turning and moving, and they are inside of us, and they are inside of our environment. And we learn from Yira's teachings that there is a milach over time, meaning a minister or an angel over each month, minute, week, year, second, and other increments of time have a certain minister over them. And so, as we study, you may hear often that when you're consuming something or reading something, you're feeding the angels of that day. So, as we see the Ophanim being a part of our body, these Ophanim have a minister, which is not just our own body and our own being in general, but we could see that through time, that these days and hours rule over the body, or rule over most of our existence. Therefore, we could see these angels having a minister being what hour, right? Which hour that you would consume something, which hour that you have seen or ate something, right? Or heard something. And so when you're hearing Torah, you're feeding Torah to these angels. And we learn that some of these angels can be considered destructive angels. And usually this is why your organs will be the first thing that causes your demise. They deteriorate much easier than most parts of the body, and usually are the first to fail. And so we can see how these Ophanim also bring judgments upon us, and that these entities are called hearing ears in a certain place, therefore that they witness everything that's happening and record all action. Therefore, this is how sin is held accountable for, and mitzvot, or good deeds, can be accounted for, and then one would be blessed in such a way. Another thing is we hear wisdom gives life to its possessor, and so when you experience or consume wisdom of the Torah, it brings life, specifically to a lot of these entities, which then will treat you with mercy rather than judgment, for example. This is the proper understanding of just one type of angel, knowing that these things are very real and not make-believe or mythical creatures at all. This concludes the tiny brief explanation of Ophanim. Yirat Hashem Rashit Hokmah.